because you're standing behind something that covers your feet.
You can't see.
It's like, yeah.
But then, you know, back, like, you young, once you come out the booth, you want the girls to be like, oh, he look good. He clean, he got his kicks. I remember one time I couldn't afford Timberland boots. So I went to like Favor and bought just a pair of black boots that look like Tim's.
Yeah. You got fins?
And I wore some bootleg jeans and covered the whole boot.
Yeah.
But it looked like they were Tim's. So I got away with it.
Yeah.
I had on everything else was clean. But those was not Tim's, man.
What's good, everyone? Welcome back to My First Kicks. And this week, I bring to you special guest, DJ Omania, man.
Was up, bro?
Yo.
How's everything, man? Thanks for having me.
No, big honor, man. You know,
thank you, man.
You know, you've been traveling the world, and Martin hit me up and was like, "Got to have you on this podcast." So shout out to Martin, man, putting this together.
Yep. Shout out to Martin, Flawless Crowns, whole thing.
Yo, first off, thank you for pulling up. You know, you are a DJ that's traveled with, and you back. I don't know. Is it called backing? What is the right term of like just is you just like I'm just DJing for?
Oh no, well yeah, it's like kind of I DJ and you know I'm kind of like a music director. For the artists, so it's a little bit of both. You know.
Yeah, the music directing part is.
Yeah, and then also I'm like the hype man as well. So.
Yeah, I don't mean that's tough. I feel like that's like so like even just the idea of being on a stage and like. You got to amp the crowd before the person comes on. It's like such a big undertaking.
So that's the thing with working with an artist. You got to have your stage presence on point. You got to be, you got to be able to get it to where the artist, when they come out, it goes to the next level. So I mean, definitely pressure.
Does that faze you at all?
I mean, I'm used to it now. You know, it's been so many years, so it's kind of like, clocking into work.
Yeah. I mean, you got a fun job then. That's what I'm going to say.
Man, I love it.
Yeah. So, but you're here to answer the question that I ask everybody each week, and that question is, what's your first kicks? What's that first pair of sneakers you absolutely needed to have?
Back in the days, I can't remember exactly the first pair of kicks, but I know getting Air Force Ones was one of the highlights for me, getting a fresh pair of white Air Force Ones.
White on white?
Yeah, all white joints, because I couldn't really, I didn't have money like that back in the day. So it was like.
Where'd you originally grow up at?
In the Bronx on Tremont Avenue.
Hey.
And also on the other side on 174th and Vice. So, grew up with my mom and my dad separated, but I would be on both sides of the Bronx.
Oh, so one of them lived
on Tremont. My mom lived on Tremont and like Walton side, 4 train. My dad lived on the 2 and the 5 train side. So
damn, you got it. He was. What's it? There's like, isn't there like a strip there where it's like stores?
Southern Boulevard, Simpson.
Yeah.
On the other side, Burnside, Fordham. All that stuff is on that side. So.
And did you go there for the white on whites?
Hung out over there all the time. Got my first joints at Dr. J's though.
Okay.
Southern Boulevard.
Hey, Dr. J. Man, Dr. J's, man. I miss Dr. J's, yo.
Yeah.
Dr. J's was like it was always packed before high school. Like
crazy, man.
Before high school started, it was just packed to the brim. But then you still I remember being I remember there was one time before high school, and I don't know if it was like after this came out or before it came out, but you remember when Iceberg did the Fat Albert collection?
For sure. Oh yeah.
Yo, I was so hyped to find a pair of shorts with Fat Albert on the back.
Yep.
I was like, I need these.
You was lucky if you was able to buy those, man.
Or like you remember UNK? With the NBA logos, yo?
Bro.
Oh, man.
They had a lot of stuff back then. I'm like, it was Averex jackets, Vances, all that stuff is coming back around now. So it's like.
It's true, yo. Averex is starting to like pick it up with
They're going crazy.
They're going real crazy.
The Hellstar collab is going crazy.
That Hellstar, we were just recently talking about it with DNA. I had DNA on here, and he was just like, yo, you seen the Hellstar collab of Averex? And I was like, yeah, it's crazy. Man. When I didn't know how big Hellstar was, and I'm pretty sure you know how big Hellstar is.
Well, you want to know a funny story? Before they blew up crazy, we were out in we was out in LA, and then we was actually doing a show, and they gave us a box of gear,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like we all wore it, and like it was sweatsuits. We was on tour buses, so it was like I left mine on the tour bus.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, like a couple months later, people paying like $300, $400, $500 for one hoodie, and that's the hoodie I left on like the tour bus.
Because you were like,
it was just like we was running around,
yeah.
and we were at the last city. Everybody just wanted to go home. Mm-hmm. Nobody looked in their bunk. Usually they'll ship you back what you leave on the bus. They'll call you like, yo, this is all that's on the bus. Did you leave this? Mm-hmm. They ain't call us back for that. They probably kept it all like, yo.
Yeah, that shit went on grilled like immediately.
But shout to them, man. They definitely put that work in and got that brand up.
Yeah, for sure. What was your journey like with sneakers? Were in the Bronx? Did you go to school in the Bronx?
Yeah, I went to school in the Bronx, high school, and then I don't know. It's like when I became like 14, 15, I was actually like selling selling T-shirts at Yankee Stadium.
Okay.
Like illegally.
So but they were Yankee shirts?
Yeah, bootleg Yankee shirts from like 28th Street. And there was a bunch of us. There was like 20 of us or 30 of us from the block. And we had, a couple of OGs that would have the boxes of shirts. Like, yo, we out to Yankee Stadium. You get X amount per shirt.
Yeah.
And we would sell shirts every night. And we would come back to the block, play dice, box sneakers, go shopping. And that's when sneaker addiction started.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
Like I said, my mom, she was just, working. My stepdad, they was just working to really pay the bills. And I had a little brother, and on my dad's side, I was the only child, but he was doing his thing. He was like, I'll get you what I can, but I can't go crazy.
Yeah.
So when I started making my own money, that's when I started buying sneakers. Like, yo, I want these. I couldn't get these before. I want these. So, selling T-shirts was the end to get the bread, and
look, that takes ingenuity, bro.
Man, got arrested mad times.
For real? You got arrested?
The good thing is, back then I had like a crazy baby face. So by the time I was 18, I still looked like I was 13. Because I had no facial hair.
Yeah.
Like I looked like I was real skinny. I used to play basketball. So they always, like, I never carried ID. So I was
That's
like,
how you do it.
Yeah, they took me under the stadium one time. I'm like, literally right across from the Yankees locker room.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what the fuck? So it was like, damn, this is crazy.
They did. I mean, that's crazy for you to be, and then be like, all right, you're like I'm 13.
They literally grilled me and was like, what's your ID? What's your ID? I'm like, I don't have ID. I'm only 13. They like, oh man, all right, well, you got to stay here till the game's over, so we know you don't sell no more shirts. Blah blah. But crazy full circle moment. I don't remember if it was last year or the year before, but we did the Hip Hop 50.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was in that same area.
Really?
That I was held. We were like one of the headliners for the Hip Hop 50.
That's crazy.
A Boogie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out. Yo, that's crazy.
That was a full circle moment for me that day. I was walking through the same hallway they arrested me in and walked me through.
Did you see your younger self? Like, just
man, I was just like, I can't even believe I'm back here doing this. Like, it was just like, wow.
That's crazy. Yo, playing Yankee Stadium, man. Did you ever think that would actually happen, man? Like,
nah, man. Always a dream,
right,
but never thought in a million years, like, I'll be performing there. Like, and then especially for Hip Hop 50th anniversary. Like, I grew up on hip hop. It saved my life.
Well, like, how did that start? How did you find your journey into hip hop?
So I always liked music. And it wasn't just always hip hop. I just loved music in general. So, I have a Hispanic background, Dominican, Puerto Rican, but growing up in the urban area, you listen to hip hop, you listen to reggae, you listen to Spanish, you listen to a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So long story short, I always loved music. And then I met somebody who taught me how to DJ. We used to play baseball together, and from the DJing, it just turned into loving all aspects of music, house, hip hop, old school, whatever. Like, so that's when everything just started
connecting
together. Yeah. And I'm like, damn, I really like doing this.
From going to selling shirts for sneakers, right? Then did that become like selling sneakers for, DJ equipment or?
Nah, I never had to do that, thank God. Because for a while, we would just use my boys' equipment. And I was still super young. I was like 15, 16. So for me, I was selling t-shirts still. And I was DJing at the same time, like at his crib, on the weekends when after practice, we would all hang out. His mom would cook lunch for us and we'd just mess around. But with my little money I had and he had his little money, he was a little bit older.
Yeah.
We would go to a record shop called Flipside, which was on Simpson Street on Southern Boulevard. And we would go buy vinyl every weekend.
Man.
So we would just chip
Digging
in.
the crates.
We would chip in, buy vinyl. And we'll be happy as hell. Like, yo, we got 3 records. You got 3. All right, cool. Let's go rock out. And that's how it all started. Like,
Was that like the old school? Well, old school. I don't know. But the like DJing the technique style where it's like you're mixing record, like you're scratching from left to right.
Yeah.
Like, is it that or is it you're just
it was all of that. I still use techniques. Like I still have my 1200. So when I stream live on Twitch and TikTok, I still have my 1200s up.
That's fire.
People love the art of vinyl now. Like vinyl is coming back.
It is.
So it's like a whole trend now. Like
it's funny you say that because like I was recently talking to a younger cat and he was like, yo, I'm gonna buy a CD burner and start burning CDs. And I'm like, yo, we going backwards.
Let me tell you, my daughter's 9.
Yeah.
My youngest daughter's 9, and she has a collection of vinyl. I bought her a record player for her room.
Yeah.
And she listens to her vinyl every day. Now, the other day, she asked me, like, I want CDs now. I'm like, then she asked me about cassettes, because I still have a few old cassettes. And she was like, I want a cassette player too. I'm like, this is crazy. We going backwards.
We going backwards.
Like, right?
She gonna be like, can I get an A track?
I'm thinking like, can I just give you a thumb drive with 1,000 songs on it? No, I want records.
She gonna ask for an iPod. Yeah,
all that.
iPod mini.
Yeah,
iPod
it's
shuffle.
crazy. I just bought her a record, like a special edition record. She was $89, bro.
That's crazy.
For one vinyl.
Yeah.
I was just like, yo, what is going on? I'm a sucker though, so I was like, all right, get it. Because the fact that she's into it, like, I love that.
Yeah.
Like, it made me excited. Like, you want vinyl?
It's vinyl for a newer artist or like?
Yeah, it's newer artists.
Yeah,
she listens to like the Melanie Martinez, and Sabrina Carpenter.
I knew he was gonna say Sabrina Carpenter.
But I took her into the garage where my studio space is, and I showed her. I still have 7 or 8 crates of vinyl, like original vinyls from back in the days.
Yeah.
And I showed her, and she was like, "Those are records too?" I'm like, "Yeah." I took one in her room, played it.
Yeah.
She was like, "This is crazy." So I'm like, "Yeah, this has been around for a long time. It didn't just start."
That's crazy for people to be like, yo, you ever heard of this thing vinyl, man?
Right. Like confusing. Like, what the hell?
I listen to my music on Apple Music, but when I'm in the house,
right.
It's vinyl. That like people telling you that, you'd be like, okay, it sounds better.
What
do
you
want me
to
tell you?
Man. It's trendy.
Yo, yeah, because I remember in college, when I was going to college, I think there was like a small little vinyl boom where Urban Outfitters was selling vinyls like crazy. Yeah, and they still do now. But they were selling the vinyl players, and I felt like it was like this small little rush.
That's when it started, man. Now it's crazy.
Yeah, now it's absolutely
like
insane.
vinyls are selling. Like they're doing merch bundles with vinyl now for artists.
Yeah.
It's insane, bro.
Do you add that into your music directing, or you're just like, yo, we should...
Nah, Boogie does it already. Like Boogie does it. Lola hasn't done it yet, but Boogie does it, and he also does CDs. So we've done like a collection where he's autographed a bunch of them. So when you actually crack open the CD, you might have an autographed copy.
Yeah.
Same thing with the vinyl. So
like a Willy Wonka style.
Yeah, it's like a surprise. Like yo, if you get that, you get VIP to one of the concerts. This happened before, though.
Yeah. So, for people, because we didn't say that you were.
Oh, yeah. So DJ Omania, DJ for A Boogie, and Lola Brooke.
Yeah.
But Shave 45, all that stuff.
All that stuff. But when you, because I mean, we talking kicks. So, do you and A Boogie go off on like sneaker battles on tour or something?
Not
like
battles,
that?
but if I pop up with some shit, I was gonna curse. I was like, all right, my fault. If I pop up with some shit, he's like, yo, come on, bro, what's up? like, wait, can you get a 9 or whatever? I'm like, let me make some calls, and vice versa. If he got some, it's like, you got him already. And we back like, all right, cool. Don't wear him tomorrow. I'm gonna wear him to the show tomorrow. I'm like, all right, cool.
I mean, do you have anything? Because you brought some with you. So
I got a couple pairs. Nothing crazy. But,
No, but like, let's talk about let's break out a pair. Let's talk about the story behind them too, because you mentioned that what was coming on.
Like some of my favorites.
Of course, those are classics. There's some people that, I mean, in the last episode or 2 episodes ago, we talked about how Jason, my boy Jason, who I had on, he works at SOC, and he was like, he's like, they're cool, but it's not like the pinnacle of like, you gotta have
but they're just they're a staple pair, like cement threes. I guess that's what they called. But,
black cement threes. If you're a listener,
I'm not good with the names, because I literally just, back in the days I couldn't afford them. So now, like, I get every pair I couldn't get back when they actually came out. So this is one pair. It's like an everyday pair though. Like, I'm not one of those guys that buy sneakers and just leaves them in. I actually wear all my kicks. Yeah, like I wear a lot of kicks. Yeah. But this is one pair that I felt that I needed from back in the days that I didn't have, but this is like my 3rd pair of this pair. Yeah. So
is that the 2024?
These came out last year.
So for the listeners, if you're listening, DJ Omania pulled out a pair of black cement threes. I call them, I think they're one of the most comfortable sneakers. Like
these are like my everyday sneakers. People look at me like, you wearing those in the rain? I'm like, bro, they're shoes.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
They're on my feet. They're gonna get dirty anyway. Who cares?
Yeah, for sure.
And the other pair that I have, like probably like 5 pairs of, are the Bred 4s. I have the suede and the leather. I have like 3 pairs of each, and those like are my favorite. 4s are my all-time favorite kicks. But
I rarely get people on here that say that. They always like, they're picky toe killers. Nah.
4s are my favorite all-time kicks.
4s is my jam, yo.
All-time favorite kicks.
And the Bred 4s are like, Bred 4s,
classic.
Cement 4s is the white and cement. Yeah. Those are absolute classics. Like, I still got mine from 2014 or 15. But the Bred 4s, like, I'm with you on that. Like, I got the 2015 pair of Bred 4s, and I literally, like, I wore them. It wasn't that pair, but I wore them and they just fell apart on me.
Damn. Yeah. See, that's why you got to wear your kicks, man.
Yeah. No. I wore them to the point that they fell apart.
Oh, okay. I thought you had them in the box and brought them out and then they fell apart.
What I do is, so like, I mean, obviously I have a ton of pairs, I think you have over 300, right?
Yeah.
So like, I'm at like 200, I think, but I always keep, at a minimum, is like 5 pairs DS, which is like
dead stock.
Yeah, dead stock.
I know some of the slang. I'm not that far in the woods, but my problem is I just buy impulsively sometimes.
Same.
So it's like, oh, these just came out. Let me get them. Even though I don't really like them like that, I'll just buy them. So Martin and myself were having a conversation the other day, because I do a lot of like community work too.
Yeah.
I just gave away like probably like 100 pairs of sneakers that I was just like, I don't wear these. Yeah. Brand new Adidas, Yeezys, Jordans, like all type of random ones. It was just like, I'm just sitting on these at the crib. I'm like, nah, let me get rid of these. So I just put them in a bag and I just went and donated them.
What is your process? Like, did you find a spot or did you just go to place?
So, sometimes I'll go to shelters where misplaced families, because I do like turkey drives. Yeah. And I do like toy drives and stuff.
That's amazing,
Yeah, some of those shelters have teenage kids because the mothers had them young, or, they're just misplaced families. So I'll go there and see if anybody is those sizes. And, I'll have my daughter's old sneakers as well, and, anything that I could donate. And then other than that, there's a place by me that they do pickups. Oh. So you make a call, they'll come pick it up, and they donate it to charities as well.
I feel like my collection has gotten out of control. So I've been thinking about doing that, but I think I don't have like a ton of pairs that I'm going to give away. I think I'm just going to leave them around the city.
Yeah, that's cool too, man. Like,
or like if I see somebody that's like,
or you could go to an area where there's a lot of people that are living outside or whatever, that may need shoes, man. Yeah. Like, I got to a point where I'm like, I got them. but it's like, there's people that need them. Like they actually don't have shoes. So
yeah, I feel bad. Like, I mean, I spend $100 and something on sneakers, and then I see somebody on the train, no shoes, nothing. I'm like, damn,
it's different.
Yeah,
right?
It is.
And I'm from DR and Puerto Rico, so but DR there's parts of DR where it's like it's bad. Like these kids are running around barefoot. So we used to send barrels. My grandmother, when she was alive, God bless her soul, she used to send barrels back to DR. And I would put my clothes in the barrels. These kids are out there wearing Versace and like, all this name brand stuff in the hood.
Yeah.
With like white Air Force One. You wear Air Force Ones like a few times. You're like, all right, these are done.
These are done, yeah.
For us, but to them, those are brand new.
Right.
Like you wipe them down, they literally brand new kicks. So, she sent me a picture one time, like, from out there, like she still developed pictures. She's like, look, the kids wearing your clothes. I'm like, wow.
That's wild.
I sent jerseys out there, all type of stuff. And it was cool. Like,
no shirts from Yankee Stadium?
I wish I had some of those shirts still, man. It would be super dope.
With Jeter out on the front?
Yeah, man. They had the cartoon joints. We had the joints that had the field on. Like, we had a bunch of different styles, man. That would have been fire.
Imagine you're like, I'm tired of being arrested. Here, grandma, put this in the barrel. You're just like, everybody rocking these old
I think
shirts.
To this day, my mother still doesn't know that I ever got arrested doing that.
Really?
I couldn't. I didn't really technically get arrested, but I was just held. But I never told her.
You were in Yankee jail.
Yeah, I never told her that they detained me for selling bootleg shirts.
Was she was just like, oh, how was the game when you got home?
Nah, she knew I was selling T-shirts, but she didn't know it was like illegal. Couldn't tell her that. I'm hopping a train to go there.
Damn, you doing everything illegal.
Yeah, it was bad, bro. It was like I had no money, bro. It was like I gotta take the 4 train down like 5 stops. Sometimes we would go in cars with the OG guys. Sometimes we had to meet them there. Like, you'll meet us at Gate 4. We're gonna break the shirts down up the block on Girard Avenue. And everybody dip off with their bag and go sell shirts. But
what was it like when you got your first DJ gig? Like your first paying gig for you?
So my first gig was actually with my boy George, the guy who taught me how to DJ. We did like a house party. And we were in a separate room and the speaker was in like a whole nother room.
Okay.
So we're DJing in somebody's apartment. Can hear it? Bro, no, we had one speaker in there and one speaker out there. And it was just like, we can't see the people, but we could hear them partying. And that was like exciting. But I never actually, like those days, it wasn't like getting paid cash. Like I would get paid in White Castle.
White Castle?
Yeah, like, cause
like a Crave case or just
no, we would go to White Castle and just buy like 30 burgers. Like we would all just eat and then
I don't even know. I wouldn't even be able to make it through. I would have to go to the bathroom.
We was young, man. You're young, you eat whatever.
Yeah, but White Castle,
it was like a bunch of us that would go. Like we would all meet up there and go eat there and then walk home, or we would have to take a taxi, like a van taxi back because of all equipment.
Yeah.
So sometimes we would leave the equipment at the person's house and go like the next day, like because it was too late.
Yeah.
So it's like, we can't bring this outside. We can't get a taxi. This is before Uber and all that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You got to call a cab. Like, yo, pick us up at this time. Like, there's no vans available. You got to call in the morning. I'm like, damn.
I would, and that's in the Bronx.
Yeah, definitely in the Bronx.
Yeah, and it's probably deep too.
Yeah, it was. I mean, but that was the form of payment early on. But then, as I got older, I started doing like community room events. Stuff in the park and different stuff. So that's when I started. I was like, oh, I can actually do this.
Yeah.
So it just turned me on to making it a business. So
because you were hustling basically with your t-shirts, right? Did did that transfer over into
definitely
DJing?
Man. It's like it makes you understand business at the end of the day and like demand and supply and all that. So, as far as DJing, I definitely applied a lot of that stuff and stuff I learned in school. Because I went to college for 2 years, didn't graduate, but I took business marketing and business management.
You were like, I'm good. I got what I needed.
It was just like, some people's like, yo, school is for them. And some people, they try it. It's not for them. So for me, I tried it for 2 years. I did it part-time because I had to work. And it was like, I learned enough.
Yeah.
I'm out. This ain't for me.
Yeah.
And I was paying for it myself. So
Right.
it was like, all right, rent or fucking tuition. I'm like, nah, let me pay this rent because I'm on my own up here. But yeah, man.
Did you still continue to collect, or were you just like, all right, let me jump off of this for a bit while you were still on your journey?
Yeah, no, I still like I was still doing stuff here and there. Like I couldn't really get much, but I would just have like certain sneakers that I needed to have, but it wasn't a lot. I probably had like 4 or 5 pairs.
Is there like a go-to pair that you were just like, I gotta have these for all my DJ sets?
My go-to pair was back in the days.
Yeah.
Nah, I would just get whatever I could afford, really, to be honest.
You weren't trying to style on them?
Nah, I would always have clean kicks, but it wasn't like, the high-end stuff or, like the craziness now. Now it's like, I need those are tough, need these. But definitely, I always had a clean pair.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's definitely like, because you're standing behind something that covers your feet.
You can't see.
So it's like,
But then, back, like, you young, once you come out the booth, you want the girls to be like, oh, he look good. He clean, he got his kicks. I remember one time I couldn't afford Timberland boots. So I went to like Favor and bought just a pair of black boots that look like Tim's.
Yeah. You got fins?
And I wore some bootleg jeans and covered the whole boot.
Yeah.
But it looked like they were Tim's. So I got away with it.
Yeah.
I had on everything else was clean. But those was not Tim's, man. I'm going to tell y'all now. So if y'all ever saw me at that house party with those black boots in the late 90s, early 2000s, those was not Tim's. Those was like some Favor boots that looked like Tim's. I just covered the whole boot.
Yeah,
had the trick,
the boot
man.
cut jeans. So you were just like,
boot, it was so wide leg. It was like it covered the whole boot. They like, yo, you looking fresh, bro. I'm like, yeah, son.
I see you with the Timbs, man. Yeah.
Crazy. But yeah,
that's the whole fake it till you make it.
Right.
I
brought a couple more pairs.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, pull them
This
out.
is another pair. I just got not too long ago.
Yeah, the Unions, man. Ones. DJ Omania pulled out the Union ones that recently came out. This is these Shadow on top, Chicago on the bottom.
Yes, sir. These are something I'm wearing like daily now.
Yeah.
I like these a lot. These are like another style that I wear like every day. What
is it about those ones that you were like?
They're comfortable too for me, and I feel like they go with everything. Like I could just wear anything with it. I feel like with ones you don't have to match. In my head, that's how I feel.
Yeah,
like, I wear anything with ones.
Yeah,
bro.
I feel like ones are very universal. Yeah, unless because I have a couple ones that I can't do that with because I got the top 3 ones where it's like it mixes the 1, 2 the Chicago, the bread, and the what's the royal blue or whatever that it mixes them all together, and it's like 2 shoes, colorful. But it's like it's like all mismatched. And then I got I don't know if you remember there Carmelo Anthony had a one where it's like Knicks colorway.
Oh nah, I didn't know that.
So I got those, and you can't. You gotta be coordinated with those. Yeah.
I wear whatever, man. I'm like I don't even be caring anymore. But a lot of times I'm just wearing black. Yeah. Like today.
Yeah.
Always.
I mean, the fit crazy. I mean, he got on the Timbs again.
What are these?
These
called?
are the Reimagine 5s.
Reimagine 5s. Yeah, these are another favorite.
I love those because I'm a big fan of 3M. So when they added those 3M hits on there, I was like,
these are all crazy like everyday joints. Yeah, I gotta get another pair. I beat these up already. And then we spoke about this.
Yeah, we spoke about the bricks.
The crazy part is I haven't even cracked them.
I almost wore them.
I haven't even cracked them.
Yeah.
Look, I didn't even open the seal or nothing yet. Yes. I'm gonna leave these on ice. Look, I haven't even cracked it. Yeah. Nothing. I haven't even opened the Ziploc. Nothing.
Those are like you. So I was debating because like I've worn them. I took them out the plastic and everything.
Yeah, I'm already getting people trying to buy them off of me.
Damn. Yeah, they're going.
I ain't
crazy.
even wear them yet.
Yeah, they're going crazy. Once you put them on, you're gonna not want to take them off too.
Yeah.
So
I'm
and you a Force guy like me,
bro.
Yeah, man. Like,
and then I brought one last pair. These are like the most elite. They get a bad name, but these are elite, bro.
The Yeezy socks?
Nah. The good old black nasties, man.
The robbery Air Force Ones.
I don't know why these get a bad name, but I always keep a crispy pair of these, man. Don't judge a book by its cover. These get the job done, man.
I think it's such a the Air Force One, black Air Force Ones. They I think they're just like those were my high school shoes. I wore those because it's like you was one of those guys going to school with a trench coat and black Air Force Ones on, bro. I was looking like I was in the Matrix,
right? Like, yo, this guy here.
It's funny because I mentioned that like in the first episode of this podcast that I used to go to school with black Air Force Ones, and my boy was like. He was like, oh, he was on that type of time. Huh?
Yeah, he was on bad time.
Yeah. I was like, no, I wasn't. Man. Like,
it's crazy, bro.
I just think, because when you grow up, and I'm pretty sure you probably know the same thing, where it's like your parents is always like, black shoes, because they last longer.
Always, you're going to beat them up. Beat up anything else, you know?
Yeah, and my mom drilled that into me, so I was just copping black Air Force Ones as much as I could.
Yeah, these, I mean, like I said, I ain't wear these yet, but I'm stashing them. I don't want nobody to try to buy them off me. I'm keeping them in the stash. Keep them on.
You heard it here. You heard it here. He's
probably till
them.
The summer. I don't know. Let me see. Depends.
I mean,
if we have a big show or something, I might bring them out one time. But for now, they staying low.
You gotta, I think, definitely for a big show. Big show.
Let's see. We got a little college tour coming up. So.
Hey.
Maybe, one of the big schools or something.
That's I mean, that's crazy. For like, what is it like traveling with such a big artist and like having to, you're like the backbone of everything, because as soon as something doesn't play, like, what we
looking
doing?
At me like, yo, what the hell? It's a lot of pressure, but for the most part, we do what we got to do. We run a tight ship. We got a good team. Shout out to Starlin. Shout out to my man Trevor. Shout out to S. Dot. Shout out to M. Everybody that plays a part. Malachi, Rob, Drake. Not Drake the artist, but we have a tight team that does everything behind the scenes.
Yeah.
To make sure that the show runs smooth. So we try not to have any hiccups. We do our sound checks. We do our technical checks and all that. So. We just it's a lot of pressure because we're not in front of like small crowds. We're doing arenas.
Yeah,
and
what's that a minimum at least of like
10,000? Yeah, I mean there's some smaller arenas we do that are like 8,000. Some are 10, some are 13, some are 20. Like we did the Garden, we did Barclays, we did Yankee Stadium, man. We did Giant Stadium.
Yeah,
like being from the Bronx and being able to do all those staple venues is like. Damn.
Dude, man, that's so crazy because like people dream of that.
Yeah, I was talking about it with somebody the other day, and they were just like, "Do you realize like what you're doing?" I'm like, "Nah." Then like they like take a step back, so I like took a step back, and I'm just like, "Damn, this is crazy!" Like we're selling out some of the biggest arenas, not just in New York, like around the world. Like we sold out the O2 Arena.
Yeah.
In London, that's like crazy. We sold out the Coca-Cola Arena in Toronto. Like we did the YouTube Theater in LA. Like we did Red Rocks in Denver.
Red Rocks, man.
Rocks is crazy. We but we like all this stuff. We're selling it out, and it's just like you don't really realize it because you're living in it.
Yeah.
So it's like till you take a step back and really like, damn, this is crazy. Like,
yeah, I feel like it's so hard because you're living it, and it's like you don't do you look forward, or are you just so worried about like this got to go right,
Nah, like I said, we run a tight ship, so we don't really be on that timing, but we're always looking forward to it, especially if it's one of the venues that's on the bucket list. Like, we about to we sold this out. Oh man, like so that night we get the jitters, like yo, it's lit. Like we about. Like when we sold Red Rocks out, they gave us an award.
Yeah?
Yeah, they gave us an award.
That's sick. Yeah.
The award is glass, and then it has a piece of the rock in the award.
That's sick.
So they chisel a piece off the rock. Like Michael Jackson sold that place out, bro.
That's wild.
We're in the headline with him as one of the people that sold it out. Crazy. Guns N' Roses, Red Hot Chili Peppers, like all these huge artists sold this place out. We're in the list with them.
Like, I don't even know. Like, how
as well as MSG and all that stuff.
Yes.
So like,
I mean, soon if you keep selling it out, then they're gonna have to put you in the rafters.
I think he got it. I think he has a jersey.
Yeah.
In the venue, because they have like backstage, they have like framed jerseys and autographed. We sold out the arena in Philly.
Yeah.
Where the Sixers play.
Okay.
We sold that out. We sold out the TD Garden in Boston.
Wow.
A lot of these places had him sign jerseys. And like I think they frame it like sold out show, blah blah blah. Crazy, bro.
I don't even like, and I don't like. I've only done a one live show in front of like 15 people, bro. Like
yeah. So if you have anxiety, it's not the thing for you, man.
No, I don't. But it's just like the idea of like a sea of people just coming to see you.
It's crazy because
like what do you see on stage?
A blur.
Yeah.
It's funny because when I go on stage, so his like Lola Brooke and A Boogie's fan base, they dig into their lives. Like they look into everything, whoever's with them. So everybody knows me as his DJ. So when they see me go on stage, they're like, "Oh, he's here. It's almost time."
Yeah,
like,
it's almost time. Yeah.
So that's when the energy starts getting up. And same thing with Lola is like, "Yo, what the hell?" So I literally, because there's lights everywhere.
Yeah.
You can only really see like the first few like rows. And then you might see some people on the right or the left, but then in the middle is like a blur because there's lights everywhere. It's dark. You can't see faces.
Nah,
you hear the screams though, and you hear the noise. It's like nuts. You're like, damn, I didn't realize it was 16,000 in here.
That's crazy, dude. Like, I don't even know.
Like,
yeah,
nuts, bro. You'd be like, what the hell?
And then just A Boogie just going ham on the stage. Lola just going crazy.
But like even before he comes out, I'll do like a 15 to sometimes 20, 30-minute set to get the crowd energy right.
Yeah.
And then I'll bring them out.
What is it like? How do you get into the mind frame for that? Because then it's like you catering to like the crowd in front of you.
Yeah.
And then you got to switch that to, the show.
I kind of like some people notice, some people don't. When we're doing these big venues, I float around the arena, like low key. I'll even have my hood on and be walking through, just seeing what the energy's like, what type of crowd it is, if it's young, older, white, black, like I'll just see if it's college kids. And through doing that, that's how I prep for my set. I'm like, all right, I know which way I'm gonna go. And then I'll see the energy throughout the show if we have openers or whatever it is. And then I'll be like, all right, I'm going to go in this direction. If they bite on this, I know I could go here. Yeah. And then I'll go here, and then I'll go here, and then I'll go here. And then I'll be like, all right, y'all ready for A Boogie? And then that's when I bring them out. Like,
damn. That's
crazy.
Yeah. Man. You study it because I've been to a lot of shows. Yeah. And like I've seen people, sometimes DJs just want to play their shit.
Yeah. And they don't work. You got to remember that's the main thing. They're not there for you. They're there for the artist. And the thing is, like, you got to make them feel excited to see the artist. Yeah. And that's what my job is when I'm on there. Like, it's not about me. It's about getting them excited to see him or her.
Yeah. And that's I definitely think it's a tough task because, especially when you're a headliner, the headliner, like, you don't know what happened before. And then maybe some people are tired. So now you got to get them back up.
And there's times when I've come on stage to prep the crowd and they look beat. They've been like, they're there for 2 hours. Yeah. Some of them rush in the venue to be front row. Yeah. They don't even go use the bathroom. They don't have water. People fainting. So it's like, damn, thank God, we're safe at our shows. We notice all that stuff. But, when I see that, I'm like, let me get the energy right before I bring him out because then the show's going to be flat. Yeah, for sure. So, I just prep them and, get them crazy. They wake up, they're like, oh, man. He's on my, be like, yo, 3 minutes to showtime. While I'm rocking the crowd. They're like, ah! So it gets crazy, man.
You bring them back to life. That's just like, they're about on the brink of just being like, no more. And then now they're like, yo, we here. Yeah.
They go crazy, bro.
I've been in those crowds where it's just like, all right, cool.
They mosh pitting before the show even starts. I'm like, Jesus, I'm only playing like 3 songs in right now and they going crazy.
You playing the new Cardi.
They play everything, man. Like they just go crazy. There's times where I'll throw a monkey wrench and play like some EDM music or some random pop song, and they'll go nuts.
Yeah.
Like, people are like, how you know to do that? I'm like, bro, you just got to take a chance.
Yeah.
Can't be scared to try.
That's true. That's true. Your journey is definitely absolutely wild because there's like, how do you go from just DJing regular shows to DJing these big spots? Like, how did you find your way into that?
So, I just connected with the right people working in the industry. You always get referrals and, people see what you're doing. It's just got to make sense for what they got going on.
Yeah.
And, he needed a DJ. And at the time, he didn't really have a DJ. They fired the DJ they had. And they needed somebody who was, like, seasoned because they knew he was going to take off. And it just so happened I was available, and myself and my boy DJ Booth, we were working with Fab and Nicki Minaj. He's their main DJ. But he was like, A Boogie needs a DJ. They looking for him. So I was like, all right, cool. So I rocked out with him one show, and then after that, we did a few more shows, and they hit me like, yo, shout to M, Boogie's manager. He was like, yo, we need you full time. I was like, all right, cool.
Damn.
And, I was doing the Wendy Williams show at the time. And I'm still on the Sherry Shepherd show as a backup DJ as well. But
damn, you got you got every shift in the you got like so many things going on. Yeah,
I
bro.
got a show on Shade 45 every Saturday, 10 o'clock. So it's like I'm my hands are in everything, but they were just like, yo, what the hell? And then on top of that, do clubs. So they knew I had my own name outside of him.
Yeah.
I was seasoned. I did tours before, and then they were just like, yo, y'all have chemistry and it works. Like, we want it. I was like, all right, cool, let's get it rocking. That was it. And
that's
then
crazy.
I met Lola through Boogie's tour because we were her first tour. So she came on the road with us. Yeah. And she would come out during our set, and I would DJ her set. And they were like, yo, we like the way you make her look on stage. Because I would hype her up. I would set her up with, call and response. And that's the stuff I developed for Boogie as well. And they liked that. And they were like, we need that for her. Yeah. And when we finished like the second tour, her team, shout to Tree and Sha and 80 and Lola, they pressed me like, yo, what's up? We was at Lollapalooza. Like, we want to lock in. I was like, I still got like another leg of a tour to go. When I come back, I seen them at Yankee Stadium because she was there too. And it was like, what we doing? And I was like, all right. I pulled her in the room, Boogie, his manager M, her management team, and I was like, yo, they want to work with me as well. They was like, of course, like, y'all family. Yeah. Just, Boogie's priority. And then, if there's a show at the same time. But then literally the next day they were like, we're making you her music director too. So you need to hire a backup. Yeah. And I hired my man Tisa. Shout out to Tisa.
Shout out Tisa.
He's part of the union as well. So the rest is history. Yeah. Man. We just been rocking.
No, yeah. I mean, you invited me to the album release party.
Yeah, man.
Well, album listening party. Yeah. Sorry.
You got a lot of treats that day, man.
I did.
You heard a lot of stuff, Some
fire on there too.
Yes,
like,
sir.
It was such a interesting, like, just to be in there and just to meet all these DJs too, because like it wasn't just a regular album listening party.
Yeah, it was personal,
like,
man.
it was, and it was like a taste of like what's to come.
Shout to the whole union, man. The union
but
DJs.
I wanted to know more about the union. Like, what does that entail? Like,
it's a DJ team, but it's more than DJs now. Like, we have hosts, we have business people, we have radio personalities, program directors. But it started out as a DJ team. With DJ Self, S1, and DJ Will, and it just expanded. Now we're like almost at 100 DJs.
Wow.
Yeah, it's up there. And we have DJs all over the country. Toronto, we got DJs overseas. So it just grew, man.
And everybody knows each other?
Not personally. Yeah. Like, a lot of the DJs that are hot in different markets know of each other or know each other. And it's all connected, man. Like, yo, you buzzing in Atlanta? Oh, yo, you got to connect with such and such. Yeah. We know who that is.
I do think like
7 Degrees.
Yeah, it's crazy because I was just gonna say like networking, right? I mean, there's a difference between like relationship building and networking, and I feel like the buzzword everybody's always been like, you got to network, you got to network, But like I felt I felt more of like people actually had like relationships in that room.
Yeah, for sure. Because we all, everybody works together. So it's like, a lot of stuff is referral. And, a lot of people call me and say, yo, how can I get down with the union? I'm like, the first thing you got to do is have your own brand. Like you can't come to the team and be like, I want to be down. And you have nothing going on.
Yeah.
So it got to make sense because the union is a marriage. It's 50-50. You bring your business, we bring ours, and we expand together. A lot of people think just joining, get you bookings, get you these looks, no. You got to have your own thing going on as well for us to be able to, magnify what you got going on.
Yeah.
So I try to explain that to the younger guys, but they don't understand because they're like, oh, why you put this person down and not this person? I'm like, you don't know this person because you don't leave your borough.
Yeah.
But in this market, this person is on fire.
Yeah. Everybody listening to this
then
person.
When they look them up, they're like, oh, damn. Oh, why you put this one? So it's like, shout out to Monet. Monet is one of the newer members of the team. She just became Jagged Edge's tour DJ.
Wow. Okay.
Literally yesterday.
Damn.
So it's like,
congrats,
Monet, the union, taking over.
That's crazy. That's because now, you touched on like cosigns. I feel like, within our like this world, because before we were talking, we're just like, I think like the music world and I mean, sneaker world's always just like, they're always collashing.
Always intertwining.
Yeah.
It's like,
so it's like the power of a cosign. I feel like there are people just
goes a long way, man.
Yeah. But I also feel like there are people hunting for it too. So it's just like, have you ever been in like a situation where somebody's just like, yo, why'd you cosign this person? Like,
and I mean, they always ask me stuff like that. Like, yo, why this person? Why? And I'm just like, because, whoever I cosign has actually worked with me personally. I don't just cosign you because I know you.
Yeah.
I could know you all day, but if I don't feel like you're hungry or want to work or, get anything done or move forward, I'm not co-signing you. I'll be cool with you, cool as hell.
Yeah.
But if I feel like you have something, yo, let's lock in.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can ask any DJ, you can ask anybody that I ever put in position to either get a look or make some money. I'm not a hater. I give everybody my platform. I've had DJs open up for A Boogie. No worry in the world, like, if they're gonna kill the crowd and make it look crazy, I don't care. It don't dim my light.
Right, yeah.
Like I'm confident in what I do, and I can't be you, you can't be me.
Right.
Simple. So it's like I never worried about that. I'm not a gatekeeper.
Yeah.
So for me, I'll co-sign you if you dope as shit. All right, cool. Yo, this thing got some fire. Let's do it.
I mean, I love that. I wish more people thought like that, man.
I just said this the other day on Instagram. I said, all y'all MFers gatekeeping. That's why y'all staggered because y'all don't want to, y'all don't want to share the wealth.
Yeah.
It's just like, not to get religious, but it's like when you're blessed, you're supposed to bless other people.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean monetarily. It's just, it could be just information. It could be a cosign, like you said, or it could just be like, passing a word forward, teaching somebody something. So.
I mean,
I don't gatekeep anything.
I'm the same way. I think, and it's funny because there'll be people that think that they need to, and I'm like,
it's terrible.
Yeah, I'm all about like this is, and especially like sneakers, like it's for everybody. Like I grew up where they were like, the OGs are like, nah, I can't tell you, bro. I can't tell you. I'm like, yo, that's so whack, bro.
Corny.
It's so whack.
There's only one thing I don't share, and this is when people ask me, is my cologne. Other than that, I'll tell you anything else. Because I buy a lot of cologne. I have like a cologne upset. It's like sneakers, bro.
Yeah.
And the way
I travel, cologne room?
Nah, it's like half of my dresser is like colognes, bro. It's like, I want to say like probably 200 bottles. And it's bad, bro. It's like, I literally have tons of, like, there's cologne in my backpack, my cars, like my dresser, my bathroom, in the garage, like my book bags. It's like, yo, what the hell?
So, but is it like you don't like pick a scent for the day? Like you switch it up throughout the day?
Random. No, I'll just whatever I feel that morning.
Yeah.
Like whatever catches my eye and whatever I'm going to do.
Is there like a science behind it? You're like, I'm feeling.
Nah, just if I'm sporty, I'll wear something cool, clean, a clean scent. If I'm going out, I'll wear something that lasts longer.
When's the last time you wore Michael Jordan cologne?
Never. But shout out to Michael Jordan, man. I just saw that bottle in Burlington Coat Factory.
Burlington Coat Factory, man.
I went in there to buy some socks, and I was like, they still got Michael Jordan cologne.
That's the you remember the gift package?
Yeah.
With the little Michael Jordan basketball in it?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Man. Look, don't gift it to me. If you want to slide me.
That'd be a collector's item.
Yeah,
bro.
I would say. Don't open it. Don't open it. I won't open it.
Just gift it to me. I won't open it.
Cause that I remember. I could still, once I think about it, I could still remember how it smells. Cause it's all the high school.
That's the crazy part.
Really?
Never.
I'm pretty sure you did. All of like your high school hallways smelled like it.
Maybe I didn't know it was. The only thing I really smelled back was like Cool Water, Jupe, and
Versace blue jeans?
John Paul Gaultier.
And
then they bootlegged it and made Cuba, whatever was called, the little cigar.
Yeah.
It was like the same scent.
That's what that was? Yes, I remember that.
So people was buying the $5 joint, and I'm over here buying the real one. I'm like, damn, I just paid $70 for this bottle. I could have got the $5 cigar.
I could have went to my man right here.
28th Street. Crazy, bro.
Yo, 28th Street was crazy.
Lit back in the day.
What like, because 28th Street, I've only had like a couple people talk about stories. There was one where somebody went into like a building. Oh, nah, somebody told me this story where somebody went into a building.
28th Street story.
I need to hear your 28th Street story.
So, shout out to my cousin Gabe. He probably gonna kill me for this, man. He works for a big corporation.
Oh yeah.
We didn't get arrested or nothing, but we were living in the Bronx on 174th. We would take the train downtown, and this when 7 Jeans and True Religions were popping.
Yeah.
So we were like, damn, like where can we get them from? Everybody's like, yo, they don't have them. They sold out here, blah, blah. So they're like, yo, there's a spot on 28th Street they be having them. So we like, oh, we thinking they real.
Yeah.
We don't know they bootleg.
Yeah.
We get down there, we like, these joints is knockoffs. So long story short, we like, F it, let's get them. They like half the price. They fell off the truck, allegedly is what they're telling us.
Uh-huh.
So we go in the spot. We go up to the 7th floor. We up there. We searching through the jeans. We like, oh, this is tough. These are the. We rack up. We get in our jeans. The building gets raided. We in there. Everybody scrambling. We the only newbies in the spot. We don't know where to go. We like, fuck. The cops come. Everybody sit down. Give me your IDs. We in there with our jeans under our legs. Like, damn, y'all gonna take our stuff? They like, you paid already? I said, yeah. They said, all right, take more. You want more? Take more, because the rest of this is going.
Yeah.
We was like, damn, like we felt bad. We didn't take no more, but we was just like,
oh, I would have been.
They gave us our IDs back and we walked out, whatever. But they kept us in there for like 30 minutes. It was crazy, bro. I was like, damn, we got busted buying fucking stolen jeans.
That's so crazy, bro. Like
after that, we never went back down there. And both of us worked at Bloomingdale's at the time.
Oh, the big one?
Yeah, on 59th.
Yeah.
We were sales associates back then.
I used to work across the street there.
Oh, word?
Yeah, Dylan's Candy Bar.
Oh, yeah.
I was there. Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. You used to work at Bloomingdale's, and then now you a top DJ.
But I was, after Bloomingdale's, I worked at H&M for 15 years.
Wow. 15 years?
Yep. I was a display person, a display manager. And I was a visual, and I would train people, and I tell people this all the time. Like, I think God prepped me to tour, because with H&M, I used to go do store openings in different cities.
Yeah.
And it prepared me to travel.
Sick. Yeah.
So if you're into like the whole thing of everything lining up, like God prepped me to travel, stay in hotels, do all this stuff in different cities, and then be able to do it for a living.
Fire, man. That's crazy.
Then, it was like started working with Wendy, and I was like, I can't do this day job no more. I'm calling out too much. I'm doing the show, calling out of work. I'm this. So prayed on it for like a year. And then Wendy's contract got renewed, and then I started doing more of her show.
Yeah.
I was like, I quit. I'm quitting. I resigned. And my wife was like, what the? Like, we're about to get married.
Yeah.
We want to have a kid. In literally a year and a half, we got married. She got pregnant. We had the kid, bought a house with just DJing.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. The way you took a chance on that. You were it was all faith,
man. Leap of faith, bro.
Yeah.
But I prayed on it beforehand. So Not saying it was easy. It wasn't a piece of cake. We struggled in the beginning.
Of course.
Because it was like, finding my way, getting residencies and building up, because I throw my own parties and I still do clubs. But, she was just like, I can't do this. I don't want to. And I'm like, don't worry, it's going to work out. And here we are.
Yo, that faith in yourself is definitely
crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's like it's been 10 years since I quit.
Damn.
Yep. And I've been DJing full time ever since.
Yo, you are an inspiration. That's for sure. Yo, you're an inspiration for sure, bro. Like that is, because like, I mean, right now doing this and then my actual
it was
job,
scary.
Like, yeah. Like
it was scary.
I feel that. Like,
because I'm like, had some money saved up, but it was just like, if this don't work out, like I just messed up.
Yeah.
So it was just like,
leap of
I
faith,
gotta go hard. I was like, I gotta go hard. And then, in the beginning, she was like kicking my ass, but then she saw me getting busier and busier, and she just supported me, and just, we here. We rocking
That's
forever.
Beautiful, man. That's beautiful. We're towards the end of the podcast, and it deals with a little visualization. I want you to think back to young DJ Omaniah, or just DJ O.
Yeah, my name back then was Mr. Omania.
Mr. Omania. But back then, you're about to. Now your younger self is about to open that box of them white on whites, and now you transferred it back in time. What would you tell your younger self as he opens that box?
Man, you ain't gonna get too many wears out of these, my boy. Nah, but just thankful, man, opening that fresh pair, and still to this day, I'm grateful to be able to, none of this stuff matters at the end of the day. It's all materialistic, but the main thing for me was opening those sneakers. The symbolism of it was I worked towards it, and I was able to buy it myself, and I was able to, earn that. It wasn't given to me. It wasn't, just passed to me. I earned it. I worked for it. So, as an adult, I still have that same graciousness and gratefulness to be able to work for everything that I've earned.
Yo, beautifully said, man.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Let everybody know where to find you.
Hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, X, mi gente, MySpace. Nah, I'm just playing. Any platform at DJ Ominaya, DJ Ominaya. Every Saturday on Shade 45, Sirius XM, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Every morning on Twitch and TikTok, 8 a.m. It's called The Morning Breakfast. And clubs, tours, everywhere, man.
I gotta hit up the Twitch.
Listen, you'll love it, man. It's a great show, a great way to start your day.
Yeah, for sure. That's dope. Man.
Every day of the week is a different theme.
Oh, really?
Mondays I promote businesses. We call it Money Mondays. Tuesday we do Thankful Tuesday, where I do some gospel, a little bit of preaching, and then Wednesdays we do Waistline Wednesdays, where we play any type of music from the Caribbean or Africa, anything that makes you move your waistline. Thursdays, we do something called Toxic Thursdays, where we do topics of relationships and scenarios.
It's just an hour on there? You just
2 hours. 2 hours. Sometimes we do 3.
Okay.
We do relationship scenarios. We do, throwback music. And then Fridays, we do a TGIF mix, which is a party mix to get you ready for the weekend. And I raffle off 2 $25 lunches.
Damn.
So I'll treat you to lunch on Fridays. If you win the raffle, it's free to join. You get $25, Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle.
Man, you doing everything.
Yeah, just try to give back to the community.
Yo, you're crushing it, bro. Yeah, love it.
Thank you, bro.
Love it. You know where to find me. I am Who Is Hustle on social medias. Follow the podcast at My First Kicks Pod. If you have been listening to this is on YouTube, youtube.com/@MyFirstKicks. If you also have a My First Kick story, I'm going to write in so I can read it to the guest. I have one. I should have made time for it, but it's going to have to wait till next week's guest. Info@myfirstkicks.com. New shirts are up on the website, myfirstkicks.com. Check it out. It's the OG print, if you've seen me in it, definitely cop it. And you know what we say each week, everybody? Wear your kicks. Peace.
Peace, y'all.